Uh, Good evening, everyone. Dr. Ray will be joining in just 5 minutes. So by the time he joins, I will just use those 5 minutes to tell you something that will be interesting for you while you are using your GPT. So the screen is there, yes. So what I did is I took some screenshots. I asked some data for some data. So what is happening is, as in the first sessions also, I discussed that these are token. Tokens are the way in which the interaction happens between the GPT, between the and the user. So there is always an input token and there is an output tokens. Input means the text prompts you are giving and the output that it is giving back. That is also counted as a token form. The thing is, each model has roughly, let us say, the same amount of capacity to handle, but the maybe the models that are free or the lighter models may have slightly lesser capacity. But right now, from one of those screenshots that I have taken from GPT 4.1, it says that I have a input token limit of 8142 tokens, 8192 tokens, and output limit of same 8192 tokens. I will just keep an eye on the chat and so that if when I know Dr. Ray has arrived. So what does it means for a common person? What does it make sense that what does 8192 token means? So what I did was I went to again I asked. So 8192 tokens will be how many words on average? So just please read what it is given me in output. So in English, if we are interacting roughly, means if the words are not uh, of variable length, it is saying that roughly 6,000 words of input can be given and 6,000 words of output can be generated. We are not very unlikely to give 6,000 words of input unless we are something copy pasting a very huge text. It can happen, but still you can happen that you want to text to it, right? So that is happening is there is a limit of, let us say, around 6,000 words. So don't copy paste the complete, uh, let us say 12,000, 16,000 words of a research paper directly to it. Like copy paste it. You can attach it as a PDF and but don't copy paste the complete text only because it's saying roughly 6,000 words can go. That is approximately what 8192 tokens can take it. And similarly, for the if you're generating an output, approximately 6,000 words can be coming out. It's moving slightly. I see the screen is slightly small. It will be better now. Okay. That was one of the limitations how you can interact it. So while yeah, so the reason this became interesting to me because I have never generated more than let us say 2,500 words. When I said that I generated cases, so they were like caselets uh, from an let us say HBR standard. So I always 1,500 to 2,000 word cases I was writing. So I never checked this limit, but I wanted to get this limit. If there are you have a desire to generate more than this, those are solution around this is to get the output in chunks means break it down. Suppose you have to writing something very long, if you want to do some 10,000 12,000 words, so maybe like a research paper if you are doing, so let us say you get the abstract in one go, then an introduction in one go, the second prompt, then the whatever data analysis or methodology, whatever document you are generating, it's not about a research paper, but you can do it in parts, then it will work. This 6,000 word limits is about giving one input and getting one output. It's not mean the complete chat. It means in one interaction. One interaction means one input prompt generating getting one output. People are joining with very fancy names. That is very Dodds, very fancy name. Dodds Political Intelligence. I'm not sure any person with that name has even registered. Okay. So anyhow, so this was about that. Coming to the next screenshot that I have brought. So I went ahead and even checked with some different model also. Though if I just go back to the previous screen, this was I checked with GPT 4.1. I went ahead and I asked Gemini 2.5 Pro model also. What I asked was if I look at data analysis tasks, that is the agenda for the today. So what is your limitation in this kind of context? Okay. So again, it told me that I have a token limit of 8192 words. The overall input of the tool includes data set of any instructions needs a token limit of 8192 words. And apart from this, it will become slow or it will try to forget. But in journal, what it means to say, there's a numeric, the next screenshot will tell you, approximately it can take around 10,000 rows. Just read this and then I will show you the 10,000 rows and it says that I can take around 1,000 of a column. But row wise in Excel, those who are familiar with, it is approximately 1 million rows. If you're not even going to the Power Query side of it, normal Excel can have approximately 1 million rows from row number 1 to approximately 1 million rows. And if you go to Power Query side, then the amount of data can increases multifold. But if you are trying to do an Excel analysis in GPT, if you say that import this data inside your memory, it has a limitation. And that is how this, again, I will show you in the next slide. Actually, what does 8192 tokens translate into number of columns and rows? So what does it mean is, I went again change the model so that you have, because I have an access to the models, different models, again change. What does it mean? So it says that now DeepSeek is telling me that approximately it is, means Excel will have 100,000 rows and 1,000 columns, but there is just a second. Yeah, here again GPT 4.1 says importing limits for data analysis in GPT. It is 10,000 rows are advisable for optimal performance during an analysis, and columns up to, sorry, not 1,000, but up to 100 columns is recommended for effective handling. So GPT has its limit. Do not think, Dodds, first of all, what is your actual name? What should I, it is odd to call you Dodds. What is your actual name? Cliff. Okay, Cliff Pereira. So Cliff, yeah, Dr. Rave is here, but still I will just clarify this doubt and then I will hand it over to Dr. Rave. So Cliff is asking that is there a higher limit for a paid user? So I am, uh, this is across, I have checked with the paid model only. So this is like 4.1, this is a premium model. And similarly, I checked with other also. So this is what, if you're importing the data, please remember, what I am saying is if you're importing the data within GPT and right as of today, this is screenshot is taken as of today only because I wanted to get this, people may ask. And while Excel has higher rows that I was telling, approximately 1 million rows, but if you are importing within GPT, do not exceed this data size. If you want to have larger, then as the agenda for today, we will do it within the Google Colab, but not within GPT. So in case there is any doubt what I was telling, please ask. Else Dr. Rave is here. I will pass the torch to him if there is any doubt which is not clear.
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Achint. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Apologies for a bit of delay. Professor Achint, can you just give me access to upload a file to the Google Drive?
Access is there. Access is given to you.
I think you gave me to my work ID. I want it for my Gmail.
Yeah, so just paste it your
So
URL. Then by the meantime you introduce to the participants yourself, I will do that. Just give me the email ID on my WhatsApp. I will do.
yeah, I'm pinging my mail ID.
Yeah, while you just
Okay, I sent it on chat. Hello everyone, and I am Ravindra. I work as a lead uh, AIML engineer at a startup called Sintasa. I deal with handling large volumes of data, and in addition to that, build multi-agentic solutions plus multiple things around machine learning and deep learning algorithms. That said, I just want to check your background. Let's make this more interactive. How many of you have done quantitative data analysis earlier? Yes. Please, please. Okay, you raise your hands. So I just want to know what is your expertise? Have you done multiple regression? Worked on SPSS, AMOS, very good. Multiple regression. And what are the advanced techniques that you know beyond like SCM, structural equation models? Have you done any advanced time series methods, machine learning methods? Yes, you have done some. Okay. Have you used any open source tools for SEM or any other methods? Not yet. Okay. Are you interested in using open source tools? Okay, good, you want to use. And next question is, say, are those tools like SPSS, PLSM, and other tools that you are using, are they interactive with you? Can you ask some questions on the data set? No, right? So assume, for example, okay, before I go to the next question, assume that you have a, what do you call, you have data and you are running multiple regression on say SPSS or any other tool like Stata, and when it is doing or performing steps, you don't know what it is doing. It runs multiple regression, but you don't know the underlying logic behind that. It just throws out, like, you give in data, run multiple regression, and it gives out the related output like regression table, model table, and diagnostics, etc. So would you like to know what is happening when you run your data with a particular technique? I'm just checking. Um, would that be interesting to you? Sure, yes. So this session is about that. With without or with minimal coding experience, you can actually step up your analysis, and you can actually do a very good job of trying to understand what are the steps in your analysis. So I will show you the power of generative AI and how agentic models can actually elevate your analysis. So just give me a moment. I'm trying to upload a file. Mm, Give me 1 second. Or let me.
participants, the file will once uploaded will go to the same drive link. You will find now today there are three separate folder made. So please access the folder that is titled as Dr. Ray. So you will find that there are three folders, Achint, Shreya, and Dr. Ray. So access the Dr. Ray folder. He will put his file over there. Just to
Okay.
clarify, I have
Yeah.
segregated the update
Yeah.
folder.
Fine then. Great. I'm sharing my screen. Uh, yeah. You can see this file which was just uploaded here, and we are going to do some analysis on the LinkedIn jobs which are being posted here. So I cleaned this data set a little bit. Job description, what is the maximum salary, and you have median salary for this particular job. What is the pay period for this particular salary? You have whether it is a full time, what is the type, what is the location of the job. You have all these details in this data set. Okay, so there are some fields such as experience level, which is unknown, and few for other formats it's like unknown and more details we will see as a part of our analysis. Likewise, for application URL is unknown. So there is a data set. We will try to work on this data set and try to make sense of it through generative AI. Not just generative AI, it's more explainable model that we will be trying to do. So what I suggest is check my screen, follow the instructions and do the same. You can copy this file in any of your Google Drive, any of the folders. And once you have this file with you, what I suggest is go to this new on your Google Drive and check more and click on Google Collaboratory. In case you don't have Google Collaboratory, go to Connect More Apps and search for Collaboratory. You'll get this icon, I mean Collaboratory CO here. Click on it and install it. I have already installed, so it shows uninstall for me. So just go ahead and install it. It is safe. It is by Google Collaboratory team. It is secure. You can use it within your organization.
Sir, I just missed the previous part, like how
Yeah,
to
I'm repeating the same.
please. Yeah.
Go to your Google Drive. Go to
Yeah.
your Google Drive and click on Plus New. Go to More.
Okay.
Okay. If it is not available for most of you, if you're first timers using Google Collaboratory, click on Connect More Apps plus symbol here.
Got it.
Okay, and then check for Collaboratory. Click on this one. You go to Google Marketplace. There are lots of applications on Google Marketplace. Find this Collaboratory and install. This is the one you need to install. Collaboratory by Collaboratory. Okay. So once all of you have Collaboratory available to you, it may take like some 30 seconds or so to install it, depending on your internet speed. Once you have it, open the Collaboratory, Google Collaboratory. You will see an option like this for Collaboratory. Click on it. It suggests you to create. Because I'm in this folder, I am creating and sharing it with you so that it will be available with you even after the session. Okay? Create and share. You'll see a pop-up. Allow it. Let it open.
So we can't see your screen. Can you please?
Oh, you cannot see my screen? Okay, let me do this.
Dr. Rev, it was working.
It
It was
was
working.
okay.
It was, your screen is coming. It's fine. You are presenting.
Okay.
It
So-
got paused for a moment, sir. Like so, that's why we.
That's fine. I'll do it again. Okay, let me delete this Collaboratory file. I'm moving it to a bin. I'm showing it to you again. Go to your Google Drive. Go to any folder. Copy the data set on the same Google Drive. Okay, I hope you can share it or download it or upload it. So you do whatever you like. And click on this plus new button. Go to more. You should find Google Collaboratory. If it's not available, go to Connect More Apps, search for Google Collaboratory and install it. After installation is done, please click on this Google Collaboratory. Create, because you're not sharing the folder with anyone. Create and share. It opens a pop-up like this. Okay. I'm giving it a name. LinkedIn data analysis. The screen which not shown has not been readable. I didn't follow you.
Rav, just cancel the pop-up that is coming on the right-hand corner, or just right-hand bottom, right-hand side. There's a
This
pop-up meetgoogle.com. Just cancel it.
okay.
And now I hope the participant, it should be working fine because I can see fine.
Yes, yes,
Is there a,
Yes, visible. Yeah.
I can
okay?
repeat that if any of
No,
you.
no, no. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Okay, okay. That's great. Now you have your file in this folder. Let me refresh this. So you can see my collaboratory notebook. This is called collaboratory notebook. Its title is LinkedIn Data Analysis. And you have a file which is almost 17.2 bytes. So what I'm going to do is take the file to this environment. Okay. So for that, you have to do something very simple. Click on Files. Just a second. Yeah. When you click on Files, you will get something like Mount Drive. Okay. Click on the Mount Drive. I'm just unsharing my screen because it goes to some of my personal folders. I will open it and then I will share the screen. So click on Mount Google Drive. You'll get an option, Connect to Google Drive. I'm resharing my screen. So please click on this Mount Drive. Once you click on Mount Drive, you'll get your Google Drive on this files environment. What you need to do on the files environment is go to the drive where you have this notebook and the spreadsheet. All that you need to do is copy the path. This is the spreadsheet in which there is data, and I'm copying the path. Are you able to follow?
Rav,
yes.
again, just close the pop-up. Just close the pop-up.
Close the pop-up. Yeah. Fine. Just copy the path. Mount your drive, go to the files, mount your Google Drive, go to the folder where you have your Colab notebook and the spreadsheet. Click on these three dots, copy the path. Okay, you can close this tab afterwards. Now I'd like to ask a quick question to you. What are the steps involved in analyzing a spreadsheet like the one I have shown here? What do you do typically? Where do you start to analyze a spreadsheet like this? Yeah, please, you can unmute yourself and speak.
So can you repeat the process after mounting Google Drive?
Okay, after mounting Google Drive, you go to the folder where you are. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And this is the file. I think you copied the file where it is. And click on these three dots here and copy the path.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So, and you'll have the path link like this. So You can have the path file. I mean, we'll come back to this path file and try to understand it later. But before that, a quick question is: you have a spreadsheet. What are the steps involved in understanding spreadsheet? So first thing is, I want to have a plan. I'm doing quantitative analysis, right? You please click on this plus text cell. Okay. In this plus text cell, it came below the. There are two types of cells in the collaborative notebook. One is code cell. When you click on this plus code, it will give you the code cell. When you click on plus text, it gives you text cell. So in the text cell, I'm just writing down the steps. Inspect the data. What are the steps involved in quantitative analysis? First is, like, I'm writing something here. So quantitative data analysis. First step is inspect the data. Second step is clean the data. Clean also includes clean transform data. Third step, very simple, you do descriptive analysis. Fourth step is visualization, if there are any visualization. Fifth step, most probably you will run your, and if there are any diagnostic analysis, you will perform them. And finally, you will do the statistical inference, or you'll try to understand the machine learning part of it. So these are the typical steps involved in any quantitative data analysis or statistical analysis. Hope you all agree with me. If I missed any point, please let me know. Yeah, cool. I am moving this to the top so that it stands there as a reference for us. Okay, you can use this up arrow, down arrow to move the code cell and text cell. Now what I'm trying to do is, I am not performing any analysis, doing any coding to you. I have my file path here. Okay, I'm taking this file path, and you can see this star kind of a symbol here, right? I'm just clicking on that and asking it two things. One, upload this Google spreadsheet into pandas data frame. So pandas data frame is equivalent to Microsoft Excel or Google spreadsheet on Python environment. Okay, so just think about it in that manner. You can do lots of analysis using that. You can also implement visualization, statistical analysis once you put the data in this format, in the pandas data frame. And second thing is, perform quantitative analysis as mentioned below, and you can view these steps to it. Okay, so you can also be more specific, make it 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 is descriptive analysis, 2.4 visualization, 2.5 is statistical analysis, 2.6 any diagnostics, and finally statistical inference report. So I'm just passing these instructions. I'm just sharing this for your reference on the chat. So give me a sec. I'll paste it on the chat. Okay, so please replace the path with your path that you have. Spreadsheet on your Google Drive folder. Okay. Just pass this instruction. So please have this. I mean, those who are curious, replace the path and submit the send button. I'll wait for all of you to have it, and I will run it and show it to you. Hope the instruction is pretty much clear to you. This feature was very recently added by Google. The Gemini, I mean, this is a symbol of Gemini, and the moment you click it, it invokes multi agents underlying it. So, shall I go ahead and show it to you? Are you all ready for this? Okay, I'm just clicking on the send. So the Gemini underlying this is processing the instructions. What it does is it is providing a plan to analyze. It is suggesting that these are the steps it will follow. First step is loading the data. You can see the instructions here into pandas data frame as I had instructed it. Second, inspecting. It says that it will display first few rows, check the data types, and look for missing values. Missing value analysis is one of the things we would do in the inspection process. Third step is if there are any missing values, incorrect data types, quality issues, if it identifies in this process, it will clean and transform them. Next step, perform descriptive analysis. Calculate statistics like mean, median, mode, and any other descriptive statistics that are there around. And visualization, we typically do scatter plot, bar plot. Some of you may be using pie charts, etc. Does those visualization. And then the next three steps are statistical analysis. Maybe it will identify different statistical tests or conduct statistical steps. But the beauty of this whole process is it will talk to us about each of those steps and it will perform those steps. Next, diagnostics, inference, and summarize the findings. So the moment I click on accept and run, you can give thumbs up if you like this entire process. Typically, when I did PhD, or most of you, when you have done your PhD, even while you're writing any paper statistically, these are the steps that you typically follow. So I'm following these steps, and more or less, Google's Gemini is also providing same steps to me. I'm fine with these steps, accepting and telling this agent, multi-agent Gemini to run them as well. So please click on accept and run. It is giving this series of steps to me. Let's wait for it. So in each step, it is asking for me to accept and run. You can accept and run here, or you can click the run button here. You can pursue both of them. I'm accepting and running it here so that it is more clear to me.
So can you repeat from where you got this Gemini option? So I didn't able to.
Can you share your screen? I can direct you much better.
Okay.
Okay.
My net has an issue, so.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay. We are all learning here. We are in this journey of learning, so don't worry about it. So I'm just, there is an error while uploading it. It's good to have error at the initial stage. What I'm asking it is explain error to me. So I accepted and ran reading the file to pandas data frame. There's an error. I'm asking it to explain the error. Click on this explain error. It is explaining the error and provided some suggestions. So one step it missed is mounting the drive, which I did manually, but maybe it didn't read it in this environment. So I'm accepting it and running it. So it is asking me to connect to Google Drive, which I am allowing it to do. Okay, there is one more error. Let there be error. You don't have to do anything. Google will manually debug it. I mean, like Google will automatically debug it. We have to manually pass the instructions. So accept and run. There's one more error. Your published CV link. Okay. So the error that came here is I have to put my URL of the file here. Okay, so let me go to my mount drive. I'm taking this file, copying its path, and copying the path name here. Anytime you're stuck with an error, ask explain error to it.
So can I ask you a question, please?
Sure, please.
Sir, can there be some other error apart from the copying path? So in case if that is there, if you could please explain that, if there are any other issues apart from this.
So there it right now it says no such file or directory. The file, I mean, one moment. If I just replaced that part here and I'm trying to read CSV, it is reading the CSV and it says that no such file or directory is found. So what I'm trying to instruct it is, so okay, I'm not pretty much fine with this approach. I'm going to the, I just clicked on plus code. You can hide the error here, okay, and I'm just clicking on plus code and I'm asking it to generate with AI. I'm clicking here on the generate line. Read this spreadsheet from Google Drive into pandas data frame. This is the instruction I've given. Okay, and just click enter or search for it. You will see some another line of code here. Just check where the spreadsheet should go. So it has clean LinkedIn posts. It hasn't taken the entire directory. It will definitely throw an error because it doesn't know the full path. So click on this right side, run button. Allow it to access Google credentials. Google Collaborate is safe and don't hesitate about sharing your Google Google Drive details to it. I think it has thrown an error. Again, you can check on explain error. Typically it fixes, so don't worry about. I'm a bit surprised that it's taking a little bit of time to fix it. So it suggests that there is an error. The correct way is to import gspread and then get data from function. It has modified it for us. We can check the code if you are interested in the code part. Accept and run. There's one more layer of error. It is working on correcting it. It changed without our intervention on what might be the error, and it automatically changed the code. It is just asking us to accept and run every time. And I'm sorry it was stuck a little earlier here. So when I worked on it earlier, it was much smoother. I thought I will do it from the scratch. So, or like, let me copy paste this code if it is not working.
So it is trying to install the packages, I think.
Yeah, it is
So
trying to install the packages. Let it
that
be.
error cannot we go.
Let it be. Let it try. I mean, you can continue to explore, try to go to the bottom of it, or I'll provide you the piece of code through which you can run it and resolve it without any issues.
Yes, sir. I think we should go to
Yeah.
the.
So let me move on from this. I didn't expect it to take this. And again, there is a risk with generative AI. Every time you try to run it, it might throw some error at you. So yeah, my previous code was more or less the same one. It took my creds and it just took my clean jobs path and it just like ran the code. I don't see any difference in that one, previous one with this one. So this is the
As it is running on a different cloud, I think
no
different machine.
no.
Because
It's
of that, the packages
no.
are not
Both
there.
are same. Both are in the same folder.
No, the machine because it's running on cloud, na. So
No,
cloud
it's
machines might be
collab.
different.
Yeah, no,
Well,
no. It's because it's same directory. It points to same directory, right? This directory and this
no, directories are same,
folder are
but
same.
the machine over which they are executing are different on the
Ah,
cloud. So
n-
that's the
n-
reason you have to install it again
no,
and
no.
again.
So one problem could be this is my personal folder. Okay, this is the shared folder in which I am not the owner. It could be those permission errors why the same code is not running. So let me try to run this and try to go to the bottom of this. Okay, just a second. This is something I copied from my earlier one. It has run up to here, so it smoothly went up to here. It is reading the spreadsheet and it read the spreadsheet. So there's no issue with the what you call sharing of the spreadsheet also. So what I suggest you is run this code. This code came from this prompt. Okay, I'm sharing the code and the prompt with all of you in a small Word document here. You can either copy this prompt and see if it is repeating the same behavior. Otherwise, copy this entire code into one cell, click on plus code, it opens a new cell and paste this code there and click on this run button. You can now see the entire data frame which is loaded here. Just let me know once you're ready with this. You should see an output like this here. And I'll give you a very small piece of code. df.head, create one more cell and run this command df.head. You should see some spreadsheet style output like this. And every time a cell runs successfully, it gives you a green tick symbol at the left, which means it executed without any errors. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. So after you all are done up to here, I'll go back to my Gemini button. There's a Gemini at the center of your collab at the bottom. I'm clicking on it. So I've given a prompt much earlier to it where I asked it to perform this analysis on this particular file. So now I have uploaded the file. What I will tell you is, what I'll tell the prompt is the data, check the data frame, use the data frame with name df and perform the following on okay. So I'm just giving the instructions to it again, because the previous instruction and previous prompt was little different. So earlier we did not upload the file. Now we are uploading the file and we are passing the following instructions. And you can add few more things. You can be little creative. At the provide me the plan, complete plan, and at every step review and take approval to execute and go to the next step. I'm just copying this prompt on the chat box. Once you're ready with the prompt, click on send. Now this Gemini would be invoking multiple agents in the background. It has provided me the plan. Like we have seen, inspect the data. It is going to check all the missing values, columns, calculate percentage of missing values. It's going to clean and transform the data. It has provided me the steps like handling outliers, transforming the data, performing descriptive analysis. As you can see, a detailed steps that it will calculate is not just mean, median, standard deviation, and other descriptive statistic summaries. It will also count categorical data, columns, and look at its distribution and try to identify relationship among these variables using correlation matrices, cross tabulations. Visualization, it's much more explicit on what it's going to perform histograms, box plots, numeric data, and other things. So the reason why the plan and approval is important is, say there are 20 columns or 20 variables of interest, but you want to perform analysis only on 10. Instead of it using computational resources running everything, you can restrict it through prompting and through approval in every step on those specific 10 variables of your interest or columns of your interest. So I'm fine with this plan. I'm just like generically I'm fine with this approach. It's more rigorous. So let me go ahead, and wherever control is required, I will intervene and I will send a prompt. Hope this is all clear to you. So when I accepted and run, when I clicked on accept and run, it is doing the first step. Prepare the data. You can check at every step. It is inspecting the data and it is providing the reason for us as well. So I'm just clicking it down. So it is giving you that intelligence on why it is doing that particular subtask. What is the task? Inspect the data, clean the data, transform and perform descriptive analysis and provide a complete report. It is in the first step of inspecting and display few rows. Why? To get an overview of data structure and content as requested in the instruction. So it is doing as human analyst is instructing it. So I'm accepting it and running it. Clicking on accept and run. Hope this is going smooth for all of you. You can check the responses in each step. It has printed the data frame, the top part and the bottom part. And now it is printing the information about the entire data set so that you can understand data types and non-null counts of each column. And interestingly, it says data types and non-null columns through running this command. You can see the columns, their non-null types, counts of the non-null values, and data types here. Okay. So I'm going to the next step. I'm fine with whatever it has displayed. I'm asking it to inspect, look at the number of rows and columns in the data set. Number of rows are 15,885. Number of columns are 27. It is still in the step of inspect data. It will perform all these steps for us, and it is invoking agents underlying this application. So it says, okay, inspection is fine. Let's go ahead and clean and transform the data. What is it doing? Calculating the percentage of missing values. So I'm fine with calculating the percentage of missing values, accept and run. And these are the steps and the exact code it is involved. You could do something similar in Stata or SPSS, but you have to go select all these steps. And you don't know what is happening, what kind of code is being executed underlying them. But here you got a clarity on that, what is the subtask and the associate reasoning of it. So in this step, it is trying to correct any data types. For example, there could be a uh, decimal point value which is stored in string format, and you want to convert it back to numerical format. So say like 10.5 is stored as a string, which is wasting a lot of memory, and you cannot perform any analysis on that. You need to convert it in numerical format. So this step is about converting data types into appropriate numerical formats. So it is coercing and invalid values to null types. This is fine. And you can see how many values it has done. So inspect each step, what is happening. It is trying to handle the outliers. Typically, we use these box plots, interquartile range, to identify the outliers. It is following the similar approach and providing a code as well for each, what do you call, um, for each column here. So there is outlier in the max salary range, medium salary, minimum salary, and it's trying to transform it further. If I'm going very quick, just don't hesitate to interrupt me and ask questions. All these steps are statistics, classic statistics. So you can see lower bound is Q1, quartile 1 minus 1.5 into IQR. Likewise, quarter 3 into 3 plus 1.5 IQR will be upper bound, and anything above and below these things are considered as outliers. So, and the subtask is to performing scaling, categorical encoding. You may have heard about this concept called one-hot encoding. Probably it is performing that one-hot encoding in this step. I'm accepting and running. So I'll pause for a moment before we move to the next step in this process. After cleaning and transforming data, I'll pause. So once all of you are in this step, we can move to the perform descriptive analysis. So it is performing descriptive analysis from this step onwards. I hope all of you completed the preparing part, inspect the data and clean the data. I'm pausing it for all of you. Please let me know if there are any questions. Are we good? Have we completed the first 3 steps? Is this working as expected? Are there any errors? Any questions? Are you struggling to understand this collaboratory instructions, how it is happening underlying it? Are you with me? Can't see the chat, so sorry. How secure is the system? We have to analyze sensitive data. So to answer that question, the data goes to this Google's proprietary tool called Gemini. So typically they have some privacy guidelines. They may mask any private information and use it internally, and they may not. Typically, any data that goes into these proprietary systems are used by them. And please check their disclaimers. They may use it for training, unless someone is very intelligent to extract this private information. Um, and it is called adversarial attacks on large language models and proprietary models. Unless that step happens, you don't have to worry about information went in there. So yes, sensitive data, if your data is very sensitive, what you can do is create a mock data of it and run the analysis. Take this notebook and you have all the code and script with you and run the script by yourself. This is agentic. Okay, I'll come back to your question, Dr. Shekhar. Let me answer the second question of political intelligence. So, will this tool also be able to give analysis of data of revenue performance of company? You need to structure that data in a spreadsheet format. Collaboratory is primarily for spreadsheet kind of data, but if you have PDFs, it depends on the parsing ability of the PDFs and the embedding models that are there as a part of PDFs to understand them. So get clarity on the type of data set you'll be using. After that is done, you can like use appropriate tools, ask right questions to this to extract information. Yes, you can do perform. I mean, you can do the analysis of revenue performance of companies also, but get the clarity on whether you're uploading an Excel, getting analyzing the tabular data, or are you uploading a PDF document to understand the financial statements or annual reports of the company or any sections of a PDF. Coming to Dr. Shekhar Pandey, to answer your question, how do you know it is an agentic approach? Typically, if you look at ChatGPT or any other tools which are released a year ago, you ask a question, it responds. That is a proper chat interface. But how to understand if it is a multi-agent AI? When you ask a question, it is doing some tasks. It is responding. It is asking for your approval to execute few things. All these steps constitutes performing some task behind it. So when these tasks are involved, it falls under the purview of multi-agent AI, multi-agent systems. I hope I answered your questions. And I'm checking it for one last time. Hope you finished preparing data, inspecting data, and cleaning and transforming the data. I'm moving to the next step of performing descriptive analysis. In the step of performing descriptive analysis, you can see that it is identifying all numerical columns and calculating the summaries of all these numerical columns. I'm fine with this. I'm accepting it and running it. I would like to inspect this. Okay. So the perform descriptive analysis is still going on. So let it take its time. So it is asking me to understand the categorical column. I'm fine with understanding the categorical column, accepting it and run. Before that, before I go to categorical columns, I would like to inspect this data. It identified a few columns which are max salary, median salary, minimum salary, applied, I think, views, sponsored data. You can also try to visualize it. Just give me a second. Allow me a moment, please. So it is performing the descriptive statistics. Earlier it looked at the categorical data. I was here in the numerical data. You can click on this spreadsheet format and try to understand them, filter them here. Okay. You can visualize it. You can take its help to generate some plots exclusively for this particular tabular numeric information. You can see number of columns 25, 10, 50. If you have more of them, you can check them as well. So feel free to click on anything. You can also click on view recommended plots. It will provide those recommended plots for you as well. So this is particularly about understanding the summaries of numerical columns. Next, I am going to another subtask, which is looking at categorical column. So it tried to identify the values in each of these column objects. We have the what you call we have the job description. So it is job description is considered as a unique field. There are also title, company title, and whether it's a full time, what is the type of work, what is whether remote is allowed or not. So there are several columns as well. It has picked all those details and tried to print certain number of values for us for visual inspection. So we looked at numeric data, their summary statistics. Categorical data, we can just like look at their information, counts of them, what kind of values are there in this categorical data. You can ask specific questions about any categorical or numerical data as well. And it moved on to the next step of performing descriptive statistics. It's trying to do a correlation analysis. What is it doing in correlation analysis and what is the reason behind it? For numerical columns, display correlation matrix and create a cross tabulation of selected categorical columns to understand the relationship between them. Is this fine? So there are like job description, it doesn't make sense to perform a cross tab analysis for it. And obviously the Gemini model is intelligent enough to exclude the job description from our cross tabulation analysis. So I'm fine with it. Correlation matrix for numerical columns and cross tabulation analysis for the categorical columns. So I'm accepting it and running it. You can check here. Is a correlation matrix. Median salary is mostly null here, but you can see relationship between max salary, min salary is almost 0.99, applied 0.1 cents weekly correlated, number of views is also weekly correlated. So max salary, not many people are viewing it. It is not sponsored. So is there a relationship between views and sponsorship? The views and sponsorship is also weekly correlated. So these are the basic pieces of information about numerical analysis. Say I want to visualize this correlation matrix. I can click on this button to visualize. Where is the visual coming up? One second. So it's asking me to suggest a plot. Correlation matrix using this is a heat map. Okay, I'll just simply ask it to visualize the correlation matrix. It has provided me the code. I'm clicking on the run button, and you can see median salary has null values. I can ask it to visualize correlation matrix and exclude what is it, median salary, right? Mid salary. So I'm just running this again. You can click on search button or enter here. It provided me the code excluding median salary. It dropped the column which is median salary and running it again. Still has a median salary. That's a bit strange. Yeah, I ran it again. I still see median salary. It's quite bizarre. I'm sorry for the error that it has done. Drop median salary. Show heat map. Correlation matrix excluding median salary. But it still comes. I have no idea why. Okay, but let me, I mean, we can fix this, but that's not the scope of this. Or we can ask a question. drop median salary from correlation matrix and then visualize correlation matrix. Okay, it removed the median salary now. You can see max, min, applies, views, and sponsor. So red is where it indicates highest correlationship. It's rounded to 2 decimals, and as it goes further down to dark blue, it shows weak correlation. So most of the values have reasonable correlation amongst each other, and it looks like it's going to be a reasonably strong statistical correlation because most of them have medium correlation and strong correlation. Let's move on to the next step of performing visualization. Let me go back. We have done 4 steps. Descriptive analysis is also done, the basic descriptive analysis. I'm now asking it to perform the visualization analysis. Hope you're all with me. So you can see the distribution statistics of just a second. Are you all up to here trying to understand the distribution statistics of each of the variables? All these are numeric variables. I haven't gone to the categorical variables distribution yet. But this is the real data, right? This is how the real data looks like. Are you all with me? Is it interesting? Any doubts? I'm checking on the chat. Okay, good. Thanks for the feedback. I will answer your question, Dr. Shekhar Pandey, at the end. That's an interesting question, but let's park it for Q&A at the end. Are you all here? Shall I move on to the next part? I'm just doing basic statistical analysis. In fact, if you can write a right prompt to polish these figures, you can directly use them for your publications or reports, wherever you would like to put them. So I'm moving on to visualize the categorical variables. I'm fine with this. I'm click on accept and run. So in currency of salaries, there's an unknown. The count of unknown among the 15,800 rows is around 10,000. And in USD, the count of USD of the job description is around 6,000. So around 9,000 are unknown. I mean, 9,000 listed jobs are, their salaries are unknown. The currency is unknown, I'm sorry. Or maybe their salaries are not available. That's the reason currency is unknown. Or the salaries are mentioned there. Mean, median, max salaries are mentioned there, but they didn't mention the currency. And there are only 6,000 job descriptions where they have USD as a currency. Compensation type, they didn't mention. Base salary has been mentioned in around 6,000 jobs. So apparently maybe those companies which are in US are putting, like some companies in US are putting jobs in their currency as well as mentioning the base salary with respect to compensation type. We are not done with the descriptive analysis. We still have some visualization here. There's a frequency of application type, off-site apply, complex on-site apply, simply on-site apply. Whether remote allowed or not, very few jobs are remote allowed now. And experience level, lot of jobs are mid-senior level. Some of them did not mention the experience level. Entry-level jobs are the next highest. Associate, director, internship, and executive roles are very few in number, less than 1,000. Few of them are less than hundreds as well. So this is brief job description. Work type, full-time. Lots of them are full-time. Contract are very few, up to 2,000. Part-time, temporary, internship, volunteering are the rest of the job types. And how do they pay? pay period is unknown for a majority of jobs. Yearly, hourly, and monthly are the other pay periods where they mentioned about the mean, median, and max compensation in the job description. So this is where we are. I'm going on to the next part of perform visual analysis to explore relationships. So it's trying to, so far it done a univariate analysis. It is moving on to perform the multivariate analysis through scatter plot, heat maps, and bar charts. So it's again trying to do a correlation matrix. Okay, let it do it. It did not exclude the median salary. Fine with it. It's moving on to the next step where it suggests it is doing the scatter plot on the pairs of numerical variables that we have seen earlier. Scatter plot between maximum salary and minimum salary. I don't know if it is useful. Scatter plot of views versus applied. So higher the views, the number of applied is also changing. So there is no proper association with applied and number of views. I can't make sense out of this. But minimum and maximum salary bracket, as I mean, this is pretty much linear, pretty much straightforward. But I don't know what it means to be like minimum salary and maximum salary for same what do you call, for same row. Let's look at the next step. It is performing the relationship among categorical variables and numerical variables. Fine with it because I'm going to use them as a part of my analysis. So average salary for entry level is around 20K something. Executives have highest salary, senior level, director, associate have higher salaries, and rest of them have a low and mid-level salaries. Average applied by work type, there are highest applied for volunteering, which is quite surprising. Full-time, very few applications based on the work type. Contract is the second highest, internship is third highest. There are some who prefer part-time, other, and temporary as well. Interesting findings from the descriptive statistics. But now we are into a step of performing statistical analysis and diagnosing them and performing an inference of the statistics. Let's be careful on what tests we are selecting and what variables we are selecting as dependent and independent variables. Are we all clear up to here?
Excuse me, if I want to give a command in between the analysis, if I want to add something,
Okay.
so how can I do that? Like,
see, there are two ways. One is you can add in this part. So you can ask it to explain code. It's not generating code, but yeah, here you want to add something. You click on the plus code. Okay, when you click on the plus code, you get something. You can write something. You can say you are not interested in contract, or your thesis is about trying to understand gig jobs and part-time jobs. Visualize average applies against following work types. One is contract, part-time, temporary, and volunteer. Okay, say your thesis or your problem statement is about trying to understand the part-time jobs, which are contract, part-time, temporary, and volunteer. It has given you the code. Run it with by executing this cell, and you got those particular values.
okay.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Thanks. The flow of the task will remain there, right?
Yeah, flow of the
What you
task
put.
will remain here. Earlier you had seen this. You created a one more cell here by clicking on plus code. You click on plus code, and then you are clicking on generate. In the generate,
Yes.
you are asking the question.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So I will repeat the same prompt with visualize minimum and maximum salaries against following work types. So I'm just running it. Created me one for minimum salary type by work and other for maximum salary by work. Okay. So this way it gives more direction, and you can use these plots for your, you can copy these plots, save these plots, and put them as a part of your any analysis or report, etc. Let's move on to the statistical analysis part. We have three more steps. One is analysis part, second is diagnostics part, and third is inference part. We sort of finished majority of them. So now let's look at it. It is trying to conduct proper statistical analysis based on the questions and data types available. So it is formulating research questions, select appropriate statistical tests. So let's see what it is doing. First research question is there a difference between average salary across different types of experience levels? Obviously, based on what we know in management profession, with different experience levels, salary is going to change. It is using ANOVA test. It's like a univariate analysis. It's preparing the data, checking the data. That's the first research question it is trying to do. Second research question is association between type of work and period of pay, which is another interesting question. It excluded unknown period of pay, which is fine. I would not want unknown values to be there for us. And third research question is average number of applications across different types. So for different type of work, full-time, part-time, etc., what is the average number of applications? Which is another interesting question. So I'm fine with these three things. And it's running the statistical analysis for me. It has given me the entire ANOVA table, ANOVA results, p-values. So is there a statistical maximum salary by experience level? Is there a statistical significance? The p-value is, sorry, I just, so your degree of freedom is very high, your F score is very high, your p-value is very, very small. So obviously maximum salary varies for each experience level. So you can perform, you can try, ask it to do the ad hoc analysis as well. Okay, so I can create a code here and ask it perform ad hoc. I hope you know ad hoc analysis on ANOVA. So let it pick any type of test or let it suggest something. So the test is already performed and it is also providing me the interpretation. Test is already performed as a part of research question 2 in the previous step. Okay. Are you convinced or do you want to ask any questions? I can put a prompt here. Do let me know. So by work type, C of work type, it has performed the ad hoc analysis. And it is displaying the results for me here. Any questions? Just checking, taking a stop. So Amrit Panda, your question is, when I ran all these analysis, the quality and number of analysis is limited. Is it because I'm using free version? No, I'm using free version as well. So I mean, I will steer you. Let us follow the instructions provided by Gemini. At the end, I will do a regression analysis. Okay, or try to modify other analysis as well.
Okay.
Any questions? Yeah, fine. So it is performing diagnostic analysis. It is checking the assumptions of ANOVA tests and chi-square tests and discusses their implications if there are any violations. I'm absolutely fine with this. And this is a key step. Diagnostics analysis is a key step for any statistical analysis we are doing, without which the sanctity of the entire statistical test will be questioned. So let's check this. So there's a histogram, residuals of histogram. My QQ plot says it violated the assumption of normality. We have to perform some kind of log transformation or some other kind of transformation, scale it transformation, min max transformation, etc., to ensure that the variables involved follow the assumption of normality and QQ plot remains linear here. So even the residuals of applied is also not linear here. They violate the assumption of normality. Shapiro-Wilk test is being performed. So homogeneity of variance is following homogeneity of variance. Homogeneity of variance, heteroscedasticity, yes, but it is not statistically significant. I mean, like it's not following the assumption of normality. So that's where we have an issue. We can write a prompt. Just let me go back here. It's performed all diagnostics, which is good. But what I'm trying to do is I'm taking one example. You can try on other two. What I'm trying to ask this is, in this test, transform the average number of applications variable into normal distribution. So it can be using maybe use transform. Can you apply the Z transform, or it can use min max transform, or log transform. So I'm just providing some options. Let it choose one of them. So the questions we asked here in this Gemini, which is multi-agent system, it's able to save the memory and allowing us to ask in this tab as well. So that's something I suggest you to remember. So it has performed this test and it is transforming data into multiple types. So it went one further step ahead. Where is it showing an error? Line 88. It's Z transform, and then it is providing me the ANOVA results. For each way, I mean, it's Z transform, it log normal transform, it did a min max transform. Next is, like I can ask, perform a diagnostic analysis. Where transformations on average number of applications. Is this clear on what I'm doing? Are you following me?
Yes.
Thank you. So you can see the results here as well. I mean, you can go step by step if you understand a bit of Python code. It is providing comments at every step. So whatever is in beyond the hash, it is comment. Check the steps. It's checking for the normality. It is looking at the residuals. It's looking QQ plot. Shapiro will test for normality. Homoscedasticity test. Independent observations. Let's see how a normal plot looks like. So the normal plot is more or less same for log transformation. Do you have normal plot for other transformations? No, I guess. So we can perform the others and you can inspect and try to take one model in which it meets the assumption of normality. Otherwise, what typically need to do is cut down all the observations below this and above this, and then you try to fit in the normality because these are all outliers probably. So just check that and try to prompt it and see how it goes in the next steps. So we have run the analysis. I'm performing the statistical inference. Diagnosis analysis has been done. And I am accepting and running it to do the statistical inference. I'm asking it to draw the conclusions. So it is performing well SANOVA used to test the unequal variances, non-parametric Kursal-Wallis test to find the alternatives for assessing the difference in minimum salary across different levels of experience. It's also performing the Fisher test to assess the association. So this apparently is a basic test. It has performed, it has provided the details which you can write in the findings part of your work, and there's a strong conclusions for you as well. So it inspected the data, it handled the outliers. All these things will go in your methodology section, and actual inference will go into your result section. So try to use them. So this is how you can perform all these steps without having to sweat at all. But what I want to do is I want to perform something little more advanced. I want to perform a multiple regression. Run this statistical analysis, multiple regression with dependent variable on. So apparently the companies will look at, I mean, in this data set, what is our dependent variable? So let's have that conversation first. So when I'm looking at the, sorry, df.head, what do you think is our dependent variable? So max salary is something that they are proposing. Pay period, work type. So they want many people to apply it, right? Many people to apply for this job, right? So apparently my interest would be, one, how many views, okay, based on views, how many applied for this particular position. Okay, is 28 people applied for a civil engineering role, and the min max salary for this civil engineering role are, they haven't specified, right? So what is it that I am trying to do? Am I trying to look at number of applied, number of views, or am I trying to identify the salary for, say, part-time roles, or salaries? Do you want to run as salaries for one particular thing? So what is it that you want to do? Do you have any hypothesis here that you want me to run by inspecting the data? So these are the columns that are available. These are all your variables. What do you want to check? So my interest is around max salary. That's one thing. Views, applied. So I want to explain these three things based on other things that are available here. Any hypothesis? I'm just quickly checking the chat. Okay, let me do it by myself. With dependent variable as, say I'm interested in max salary, and remaining numerical and categorical variables as dependent, perform transformations as appropriate to run the multiple regression analysis. So this is my prompt. I'm sharing this prompt with you so that you can also run it and check the results. So I'm just running this one. It will give me a plan and run the details. Okay, I can add multiple again to the plan. This will involve preparing dependent independent variables and then running regression model. It is doing all the steps of inspect, analysis, descriptive analysis, visualization, etc. So what I can tell it is skip all the steps. I mean, like,
So what if we don't give it like a variable? Means we don't define a variable independent and
it
independent.
will pick
Let's see that
something
how
else.
exactly. Yes,
Is that
yes,
appropriate? If
yes.
we like, it will pick
We can check
something.
it.
We can check it. So what kind of control do you want to have? What kind of intelligence do you want to have? See, eventually all these GenAI tools are intelligence assistants, right? So what do you want to do? Say you performed, you defined dependent and independent variables. Okay, or you can ask the model or ask these GenAI tools to what could be potential dependent and independent variables. Can you provide me hypothesis? You may have some hypothesis in your mind, but if it provides better hypothesis, you can take them. But if it gives some junk response, you have to guide it to use right dependent and independent variables. Okay, you can ask that question.
Right. As we are like not sure about the data, right? So
Yeah,
the
that's
starting
fine.
point will be like go ahead with the what
Uh,
exactly
Agreed,
Gemini says.
but reason properly. Okay,
Right.
it may throw something. Is that relevant? My area of interest is to look at what you call maximum salary. Okay,
So
so
that means
that
it can means it can also throw something.
it
It can
might
happen.
throw something.
Okay.
Uh, so I'm asking it to perform the inspection and data transform data without approval. Okay, uh, then do the multiple regression analysis, and in the last step provide all the results in a revenue reporting format. So I interrupted it. Instead of doing all the steps, I'm asking it to jump all these things and do these activities. You can give a prompt of your choice. See, at the end, when your goal in data analysis, quantitative analysis is your analysis should and results should be following all the norms of the practice of statistical analysis. That's the first thing. Second thing, the results should be meaningful to the end user. If you are writing for the academics, it should be useful for the readers. There should be some contributions out of it. If you are giving it for any industry analysis for decision makers to take decisions, it should be meaningful to them, right? So align it in that manner. So I agreed it, accepted it, and performed. So I still need to perform. It's still going through the same step. It's not listening to me, but let it be. Let's quickly do the accept and run and try to see the final multiple regression analysis results. So this is an indicator. This is very powerful tool. You don't have to buy anything. You can perform some advanced analysis on this as well. So just go ahead and use this tool. I'm not against Stata or other tools. They are very powerful tools. I've done so many analysis on Stata. But if this is of any help, you don't have to create any license. All the models, all the statistical analysis, try to find a package, import it, and ask the GenAI to do it for you. So the coding part, flexibility part is taken care of. So it's directly jumped into the numerical, statistical multiple regression analysis part. You can check the results. It's performing the results. Go through each step. GenAI might be wrong in some instances. So there's an error coming up. It's processing a request. It's important we go through all these elements clearly. So it has taken way too many variables. So there's an error after error. It will fix, or we can intervene and suggest it to drop few columns. It's running the model. So model fit, we may be clicking, after selecting dependent and independent variables, we'll be clicking run multiple regression. This is that step in Python. And then it is printing the model. So this is where you will see the model results, diagnostics, ANOVA table, etc. Still in running the model, because the data set points are like around 15,000, it will take a slight bit of time. You can see the memory consumed here, RAM and disk space consumed here. So compute time, compute details being taken here. So just check them. There's a Colab Pro as well. If you want to, if this is really useful tool, you may have to pay some $10 every month to use any advanced, like if your data set is very high, if you are implementing any deep learning neural network models, it can do it, but you have to have higher compute. Maybe for those months where you're doing analysis, you can take or subscribe Colab Pro and start using this.
But again, like Achin told in the beginning, so the LLM models have some limits, like 10,000 rows max or something. So switching to a pro version of Colab, will that help?
Apparently, it has. Let me open Colab Pro from my other thing. So just a second. So if you use Colab Pro, there is Colab Pro. Where is Colab Pro? Here. It has all the details on how much compute it provides to you. Okay, 100 compute units per month. And to understand what it means, just check the details here.
Give you GPUs and all, I think.
It provides GPUs, and your compute will expire after 90 days. You will have more memory, and you can run it and go for coffee break or sleep.
For deep learning work and all those.
Yeah, for deep learning work. For most of the statistical analysis, I think the basic version is fine.
Yes.
Yeah, unless you're running some optimization methods, which will take a lot of time to converge.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So yeah, it has given a lot of very big statistical data. It took locations. So the reason why it took a lot of time is it also used location, and we could ask it to drop location and run it. You can prompt it and try to see it. So location, it picked all these details. So mechanics, PA, Virginia, North Carolina. So all these variables, it just took it and then finally published the results. So I just want to, 1 second, please. Yeah, you have the final. I forgot the name of this table, but you have this diagnostics tables. You have this Durbin-Watson test. I think its value should be less than 2 or 5 or something, or it should be greater than 10. I don't recollect as of now. The probability, the model looks good. And just a second, let me go to the top of the model. So most of the analysis is skewed towards the location, which is independent. It's like a dummy variable. Location is a dummy variable. So we can drop location and try to do analysis, which could be the next step. But here is where I just want to show the results and stop. Yeah. Your results, the multiple regression table looks like this. R squared is 90%, adjusted R squared is 87%. Your model probability is statistically significant due to very low p-value. And next step is perform the standard diagnostic tests and see how it goes. Residual errors and all those things, you can check them. And apparently applied is not statistically significant. Max salary has no impact on number of people applying. Views also does not have statistical significance. Your max salary has no views on that. Whether a job is paid per month or per year has a statistical significance. People are interested in a job posting, or there are more job postings with highest salary where the pay is yearly, second pay is monthly, max salary decreases with unknown pay type. Again, you have this full-time internship and other types that define statistical significance and impact the salary. So all these types of jobs have negative impact on max salary, with full-time having the lowest, and rest of them also have a reasonable impact, reduces the salary, and there's no statistical significance on the other type. So briefly, this is the analysis. Location also has an impact, but they are not statistically significant. Okay, I stop here and open to take any questions from you. We still have 15 minutes. Please let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, Durbin-Watson should be ideally between 1.5 to 2.5. And what we got here is, sorry, we go scroll down again, go through this process of scrolling down again. Oops. Yeah, Durbin-Watson statistic is around 1.94, which is falling under 2, so we're good. I could do more steps here. I can follow the instructions. So yeah, I can ask it to perform diagnostic analysis without including location variables. I mean, lots of things have become much, much easier. I would have done my PhD much faster had these tools been there. At least the analysis part. I mean, somebody who's helping me thinking and giving me support. I could have done better analysis as well. So, yeah, I did reasonably okay analysis, but could have been done much better. And the one thing that differentiates you and the AI tool is your ingenuity, your originality, your ability to use them and extract something very powerful insights. See, everyone can do the prompting and do multiple regression or advanced methods. But what is important is when you're running these advanced methods, what is that powerful insight that you're extracting out of it? Okay, you can check the diagnostic analysis. Residuals look sort of patternless. They're segregated here, but they are sort of patternless. Maybe there could be some outliers, you could remove them. Your QQ plot needs to be corrected. You need to do some kind of transforms. So those are the two things you can look at. VIF score is going to infinity because we have lot many variables. VIF score should be ideally less than 10, so it's much higher. 10 sometimes if it's very exploratory study it can be up to 20. Probably the problem with data set. So you have a problem with data set, so it might happen. You have to clean, and if you have a very clean data set, these scores and values would be much cleaner and better. Okay, so I stop here, and as I said, your ingenuity, your ability to extract very powerful insights is something you will contribute, because whatever the GenAI is doing that mechanical job of cleaning the data, transforming the data, going and running those statistical tests that you manually do. What I mean, you can use advanced statistical methods, but the originality, good insights, ability to extract good insights, applying your human mind, going beyond what regular analysts do. That's where your focus should be. Okay. This is where I stop, and thank you for your questions. There are standard methods to identify missing data, so I can check that. You can ask the prompt. I mean, you can write a prompt to check that as well. So you pick specific variable. I just need to plug in my charger. Give me one moment. You can post your questions if you have any, or you can unmute yourself and talk. Okay, there are three questions. I'll address them. So, first is if you are trying to ask about missing value analysis, so be very specific. Perform missing values analysis on maximum salary variable. There could be hundreds of variables, but which are your focus variables? And try to ask on that question so that it will put right resources and intelligence in analyzing that. Be very specific in answering the question. I mean, writing the prompt on what you're looking. So while that does this job, let me answer Prasenjit Roy's question. Will it identify latent variables if you plan to? So how does the model know latent variables? Okay, you need to direct it, you need to guide it. So first is try to do something like ask a question. For example, are there like are you aware of latent variable analysis? Like just see its understanding. Structural equation modeling. Okay, so ask questions like this and try to understand its ability to do analysis on these models. If not, you need to install some packages. Okay, so you can go to SEM models in Python. Okay, there is SEMPOI, and you can try to install this package inside your Colab notebook and then try to run analysis. So it came back responding that SEM is powerful model. It has R packages like Lavan, and it doesn't know anything about Python packages. So you can ask a question, install this package on SEM analysis. So it does that installation, but which variables to pick, how to do SEM analysis, that guidance you need to provide for your data set. Okay, let's check if there is any scope for doing SEM analysis. So there are steps, there are instructions, because this is a new package where the learnings will be very less for the Gemini model here. So it is installing it for you. But how to run SEM analysis, you need to read some documentation and try to guide the Colab to do this for you. Okay, hope I answered your question, Prasenjit. So now moving on to Dr. Shekhar Pandey's question. We generate output from LLM. We try to cross-check whether the result is correct or not. Do we need to cross-check the results here also? See, what if like there is no universal truth from these models? These models can be wrong. Okay, you can add like two numbers, and you know how to evaluate the results of these two numbers. LLMs can go wrong all the time, especially on things they don't know. For example, you're doing marketing behavior study using SEM. LLMs have very less knowledge on structural equation models. Marketing behavior, they may have some kind of knowledge about it, but it might go wrong. It might hallucinate because these are probabilistic models. So having a strict control on what it provides as an output. So having very good control on prompts. Prompting is very key. So Professor Achin Higam is providing you a good training on prompting. Second, having that specific to details. Your analyst coming out wearing that analyst hat to observe and understand whether LLM is giving right responses or providing some nonsense responses. If they're providing nonsense responses, you should be able to identify them because other people are smart. If you write something, if you publish something, they will identify something which is nonsense in your from your LLM output. You may have used it without, with right intentions, you may have used it. You may not know that LLM is hallucinating or providing some nonsense response. It might be innocent mistake, but others might identify, and it will impact your reputation. The only thing that will happen to you when you use LLMs is reputational damage. Do you want to reduce reputational damage? In that case, be very rigorous on how to use the LLM output. If something is nonsense, if something, then just you should be able to identify. So yes, you have to put high control on verifying whether something is true or not, whether something is correct or not. Hope I answered your question, Dr. Pandey. And as said, I have given as much knowledge as possible on how to use these tools. Wish you make the best use of it. And any other questions? Anything else, Professor Achin?
If participants have ended the question, I have one small question. I want to know, like, if the data is there in this Python environment and not in ChatGPT. In ChatGPT, I know I can do, suppose I have three columns, and let us say in only one column, I have named abbreviations of states like UP, MP, or whatever. And then if I prompt it to the GPT and I say that these are the abbreviation of states, Excel file doesn't help. And I want you to add the complete full form. You can carry transformations like mutations. I'm not asking that. But can it pull out new data in Python? In ChatGPT, I know because I want to make sure that if I discuss it with them the next turn, I have something new, or can it be done in Python? You get my question. I repeat my question to make it very clear. The Excel sheet I'm supplying is not having data. I'm not asking to transform the data or make a mutation of the data of the column. That I'm not asking multiply the data by 2 or add 2 columns, create a third column. That I know that is possible in R and Python. What I have done in ChatGPT and what I'm having in store is that suppose if I have a single column in which I have mentioned abbreviation of the Indian states like UP, MP, DL, PB, and then I in ChatGPT I know I can do if I say that in this column there are abbreviation of states, add a second column in which the complete that PB goes to Punjab, UP becomes Uttar Pradesh. So can within Python also can it go to the net at what I mean? Can get this retrieve read function. That RAG function is there or not? That I don't know. I want your assistance in that to know that.
See,
Can
it
it?
doesn't have RAG function. For example, you have a column with states and states abbreviations. Okay. For example, you have one spreadsheet or one data frame with states and the data frame with states and abbreviations. Okay. You
Yeah,
want to get these
joining.
things,
It's fine. Joining. I'm
it
not
will
asking
do.
about joining. I'm not
It
asking
will not
joining.
do the RAG job for you.
Ah,
To
that is
do
what I want
RAG
to know.
job, it will run some code and come back.
No, my problem. Yeah, it can go to the net or cannot go to the net. That is my problem. That is fine.
It does not. It won't go to the net. It goes to. So see, there are two things. You ask it. There is an error. How to solve this error? Then
Mhm.
it goes to the net because it has to give you resources and tell you that this is the right fix. Okay. If you ask some question on statistical analysis, it goes. I mean, if it doesn't know, it goes to web.
Mhm.
But your data will not go to web. Your data will be within this environment, within your environment, within the Gemini's environment. Okay. So, I mean, maybe before we conclude, let's look at this disclaimer. Okay, so this is a disclaimer. Gemini can make mistakes, double check, code with caution. And it also provides you some details on, like, yeah, you can cite, you can use it responsibly. And there are some legal details for it as well. So check those aspects on what it is taking, what it is doing with your information. Privacy concerns, if you have them, you can check all these things, read them thoroughly. And if, like, say there is an error in one of the earlier parts of our work, when there was error, it solved it and it provided references from the web. Okay, but does it do a RAG job? We can ask a RAG question. Do you have any RAG question on max salary? Which company is, with job ID and job description is providing maximum of max salary? Is this the type of question where you trying to check it?
Doctor, if please carry the discussion for 30 seconds, I will show my file so then you will
Okay,
understand. I will show
yeah,
just
fine, fine.
okay, I will just
Let's know.
just have some discussions. Just get it.
Yeah, sure, sure.
So I think we can create a new column altogether in this also. And whatever function we want to execute, we can execute it here in this Google Colab also.
Yeah, you can execute them. Anything related to code on your data you have, it will do for you. So it has run some max salary is equal to max salary value, and it populated 15 of them. So 150 of them, sorry. 150 of them have a max salary. You can check those job IDs. We can add max salary column as well. To see how much salary they are offering. Oh, it says 150. I don't know where this 150 thing is coming. Or 150K US dollars probably. Then it means 150.
Doctor, I am ready with no problem. Whenever you allow me to share my screen. Yes, because I think there is some validation that I can discuss, but I need your confirmation on that. Maybe next time I will not discuss today, but whenever I come back. Can I share my screen now if you're done? Dr. Dev, can you share my screen if you are able to hear my listeners will done? Are you explaining something? Okay, this is a technical issue. So I will just tell my problem and then Dr. Rev having some technical issue. But for the participants who are curious enough, and I will discuss it with Dr. Rev later. And if he says he may join back also. He has left and he will rejoin in a second. Just a second, I share my
He joined, sir.
Yes, yes, I
yeah.
can hear you. Yeah.
So just a second, let my screen come. Yeah, so my screen is there. So now, Dr. Rev, my thing is, my issue is that this I have done it GPT, and I know if there is a value addition, I will show it to the class later. It's not today, next turn. But thing is that now you see there's a country data, crop data, culture data. I'm not asking it to split the data. I'm not asking to make it in columns. Not I'm asking to make it tabular. What I'm asking it, reading the country name. If I pull this data inside your Google Colab, I can say add a column and give me the capital of the countries. Give me the population demographics. Give me that. I'm not asking transformation mutations. Can it do that or not
Uh,
in Python in that environment you are showing? Else I will teach them
See,
later.
Gemini as a model has that capability.
As
Okay, so we can. I mean, if you can, like you can try it right away. I mean, I haven't checked it, but I can check it and let you know.
I will
Gemini
share the
models have this capability. You can copy paste it and try it with the prompt right now.
I will share it with you, and in case it's possible, then you can let me know that it's possible in
No, it's
Colab.
uh,
In,
just
in
share it with me right away. I can show it like 1 2 minutes.
okay,
It's not going to
I will
take long.
drop I will drop in the file in your only shared folder
Okay,
so that
okay.
you can
We
you can
can
drop
test
the
it
file.
right now. Yeah. Okay. I'm sharing my screen as well. It's an interesting
Just a
question you
second.
asked, Professor Neelam. So let's. Okay. I'm opening another collab file.
Yes. So
Okay.
I pasted it in the shared folder. Okay.
Yeah. I have country data file. So what I will do is I'll directly copy this and ask a question, or I will ask Gemini directly here. I have this data. I'm not able to copy. Okay. So let me. Okay, I'm able to copy here. So I didn't do anything. I just like copied this and put it here, and it converted into pandas data frame. Okay, that's new to me. Now I can ask a question. I have a df. Can you create a new column capital and find the capital of each country? Country column. Populate the capital column. So this is the question that you're trying to ask, right? Great. So it identified the capital by itself and it is
Mhm.
populating it.
So it can do.
Yeah,
So it has the functionality to go outside the
yeah,
data set separate. So that is what I was asking. That
yeah.
if it can do,
It has that ability as well.
yeah,
Gemini
it had
model
it.
has that. Now we have seen that it can do on the Colab also. Okay,
Okay.
this is great. You can see the results here. Yeah, capital column is created. Egypt, Cairo, France, Paris,
Yeah,
Berlin.
that was my question. When it was not in the basic data, can it be done?
Yeah,
New data can be brought in or not?
yeah, new data is brought in.
Thank you.
So,
So,
thanks,
participants, if there is nothing else, we would like to thank Dr. Ray for the insightful session and the detailed hands-on presentation of all the tools, descriptive analytics, with bringing in the data and the regression analysis. We hope to have more sessions in future with him. And he has given his LinkedIn in the chat, so you can please feel to add in and get in touch with him.
Thanks, Professor Achinmugan, for the opportunity. Thanks, everyone, for participating and asking questions. It's been quite interactive. Stay in touch if I'm of any help to you. Okay, wish you the best. Happy
I'm
learning.
stopping the recording, and that's it from our side for today. We will meet again tomorrow, and then for the qualitative data session analysis, Dr. Shreya will come tomorrow.
Thanks.
Thank you.